Okay, so I'm Seth Hyatt with Mayday Games. Welcome to Gen Con 2009. Excited to be here, and this is our first conference, so we're excited to see how the experience is. The newest stuff we have are our sleeves. If you look up here, we've got our new sleeve sizes. They'll be out at the end of the month. We've got a standard USA card size, works with Battlestar Galactica, Galaxy Trucker, Fury Dracula, Tickets Ride Europe, those things. We've got the mini USAs, Arkham Horror, Twilight Imperium, Talisman, games like that. And then we have the green ones here, which is the Good with Pandemic, Race for the Galaxy, Twilight Struggle, a lot of popular games. So those three new sizes will be out at the end of the month. They're all going to be priced in a 100 pack at between $2.25 and $1.75 a pack. So those are really popular. We're already about halfway sold out of our pre-orders for them. What makes our products unique is, I think, the company. It's called Mayday Games because we started because of people asking for products that weren't out there in the market. So anybody who emails us at maydaygames@gmail.com will get a response back, and if they say, hey, we think you should make little turtles for this new game that's really popular that nobody has, well, we'll look at it and decide if we think it's worth it or if there's a market for it, and if there is, we'll produce it. That's how we got all the sleeves. Somebody sent me an email. Animeeples is the same way, the Euro tokens. Pretty much all of our products have been in response to people begging for products that the big companies wouldn't make. So that's kind of what we are. That's kind of unique. It's been interesting how many people have said, oh, we already picked up this piece or this sleeve from our local game store. We've only been around really for a year or two, and we're kind of surprised how many people will come by and say, we recognize your stuff, or we saw your ad in Dominion, or recognize what we're doing. And for as small a time as we've been around, that's pretty neat. And most of them are saying, thanks for making these. So that's kind of neat. I think just the sheer quantity of people who all have a common interest, having a gaming hobby. A lot of other conventions, you get a Comic-Con, you may get some gamers, but it's thrown in with anime people, it's thrown in with a lot of other interests, and this is almost everybody here is interested in either board gaming, RPGs, or card games, and that's really a unique thing. I think it's the largest one in the US for that, and I love it because that's really exactly what my focus has been here. I don't know, man, there's a girl on a bike over there. When I saw her, about blew my mind. I got a picture with her and me in it. I think my wife's gonna flip, but that's what Gen Con's all about, really. What's interesting is the mechanics of getting this many people into an area. We came in on Wednesday afternoon, and it was mayhem and chaos in here. It looks insane. There's just stuff everywhere, boxes in the aisles. We could hardly get through with our dolly to get our stuff in here. And it's just interesting to see all the forklifts and everything and how quickly it came together. It's really a testament to how well organized it is. And from Wednesday evening late till Thursday morning early, the change was enormous. So it was really neat how fast everything got put together. We'll have people come up and say, hey, oh, what are these tokens for? Oh, they're for Agricola? What game is that? I had people in line at a game thing buying tickets to play games all night, and they're like, what's Dominion? I've never heard of that. So I'm surprised how many people don't know about some of these mainstream games, and there's so many different gamers here that have different backgrounds that no matter how many games you think you know, if you go ask me about RPGs, I have no idea. And there's a lot of cross-sharing of knowledge there, which is kind of fun. We haven't heard of a lot of new ones. We had some crazy ones. We had a lady ask us why we didn't have pink sheep. I don't know. I'm like, we don't get much call for that. I think it would have sold like 3, and it was to her. So there wasn't much point in making it. We have had a lot of people ask us. We got some cubes. Somebody special ordered 5,000 cubes from us, just little 10mm square cubes. So we packaged them up. The guy backed out after we got them. And so I'm stuck with 10,000 cubes. It's like a Monty Python skit, How can I market these? And it's been interesting how many people have come and said, do you have them in different colors? All we have is pure natural. So we'll probably be getting some cubes in. And a few other game products we have coming up that we're excited about too, but that's probably the strangest thing we've had come out of that. From what I've seen, our sales have only grown because we're so small. It's really the only way they can go is up. But I think a lot of it comes down to the quality of the games being released. If you produce a good quality game like Dominion or Agricola or something like that, if a new game comes out like that, it's still going to sell no matter how bad the economy is. And I've had a lot of people come into our store and say, we're cutting back on a lot of the things, and in fact, we're going to, instead of going on a big $6,000 trip to Disneyland this year, we're going to stay home and buy a couple $100 worth of board games and reconnect with our family and get more in touch with what's important. So in a lot of ways, I think there's a little reverse elasticity in the demand for games. The economy goes down, I think you see a little bit of a push in games from what I've seen in my store. So hopefully that'll hold true, and we'll be a little bit immune to that if it gets any worse.
One of the biggest questions we get is, do the
sleeves fit back in the box when you sleeve the game. And here's entry, totally sleeved with the standard sleeves. That's a premium one, actually. You can kind of tell, I don't think you can see it here, but the thickness of these is a little bit thinner. It does protect the card, and they all fit back in the box just fine. The only thing you have to do is move the copper into behind the blanks in the trash card area, and you can fit the rest of the game in totally fine. They all fit back in, and there's no problem. The premium sleeves are a lot thicker. They hold up really well. They're really nice quality for shuffling. They're a lot more expensive, of course, because they're thicker, but they also don't fit in the box very well. The only way to really fit them is to put your copper in the center section here, which isn't necessarily what people want to do. You can still put the organizer on top and get your cards out, but it doesn't fit as nicely. Some people are willing to sacrifice that for the quality of the card sleeves too. So, this is one of our other products, the Settlers of Catan product we call the Yucatan Adventure Board. You can see it's got a beveled edge, so this sits in. It's a 6-fold board. And the retail on that's $15. This is actually a print. We dropped the MSRP last year on that. And we also have tokens for Catan, which is a Yucatan token set. Instead of playing with cards, you actually take all the pieces and put them out there on the board, and as you produce, you just grab the production you get off the square you got it from. Really easy to play. You can keep your hand covered if you want, or leave them open, and then people can see you have the last sheet and you're not willing to trade it too. The one problem we have, or question we get a lot, is how do you determine what happens when the robber hits? You know, what do you do with your tokens? Because obviously you can't just blind draw a token. So we just say do it just like you do with a starting player. Just grab some tokens, put them in your hand, and shake one out. Whatever you get is what you get. So that's how we play it at home, but that's a really popular product too. Still a lot of those. And then the other things we have are these sleeves. For Dominion, we have the premium standard. We have the mini sleeves. That's for Tickets to Ride, Fantasy Flight game size sleeves. Sleeves really nicely, still fits back in the box, which is awesome. We have a Le Havre set, which is 110 sleeves and a set of meeples instead of using the discs for Le Havre, which is kind of nice. And then we have all of our tokens and stuff. You can over here, I can show you those. We've got our other token sets. We've got the Kingsburg token set, the Stone Age set, and then we've got, all these are for Agricola. You've got the Wooden Farmer set, Deluxe Euro token set, and then we've got a set of Farmers kind of to replace the discs, or to use for other games if you like to. The Euro token set actually has gold in it as well, so if you buy this one, you can also use it for Stone Age or Kingsburg. It's got a lot of components for various games. And that's pretty much the bulk of our product. You know, we do have a couple of new games coming out. We've got Haggett's Builder of Ships and Space Junkyard. Space Junkyard will be here this afternoon. We'll be demoing it the rest of the week, and that'll be an exciting game. It's #1 downloaded print and play of all time on BoardGameGeek.com. So people love that game. That's why we started getting board games out, because people started emailing us saying, why don't you make this game? It's been downloaded like crazy. It's probably downloaded more copies than many popular games have sold. So why not produce it? So we went to the designer in Israel and got the contract with him and started producing it. So it'll be available in probably a month or maybe less. And we're pre-ordering it here. We've sold a few copies already without even a demo copy. So. Wow. Yeah, and the Haggett's Builder of Ships is another one that's out of Utah by a guy named Mike Drysdale. He's the designer for it. Really fun little simple card game. We don't have final artwork on it yet, but we should have a demo of that in the next couple of weeks, and then final product in a couple months.